Pollution and the environment. 2.
We are creating even more problems for the environment by destroying the natural resources that can help fight pollution. The destruction of trees and plants is a case in point. This is caused not only by acid rain, but by deforestation. Logging by the timber industry is one major cause of deforestation. Throughout the world, trees are being logged for fuel and for making paper or wood products. Another contributing factor is the conversion of indigenous forests and woodlands to other forms of land use, such as agriculture and cattle grazing. In particular, the slash-and-burn method has long been used to clear land for farming, as it was thought to improve soil quality and destroy pests. Trees and plants play an important role in keeping our air clean by absorbing carbon dioxide and emitting oxygen. When they burn or rot, the carbon dioxide stored in them is released back into the air. Therefore, by destroying trees and plants, we are increasing the amount of carbon dioxide in the air and, at the same time, reducing nature's ability to deal with it. Moreover, trees and plants provide protection against landslides, floods, and erosion. The loss of this protective cover exposes the soil to rainfall and wind. This can eventually lead to desertification of the land and sedimentation in rivers or lakes. Another major environmental concern is how to safely dispose of our waste. Factories generate enormous amounts of highly toxic waste, the disposal of which is often difficult and expensive. The illegal dumping of waste is a problem in many parts of the world. However, we cannot simply point the finger at big businesses. How much trash do you throw away every day? Do you know where it all goes? We, as consumers, contribute to pollution by buying and throwing away more and more things. One example is the trash that can be seen in parks and other public places because of our careless disposal of things like cans, bottles, and plastic containers. A large percentage of industrial, commercial, and domestic waste is collected and buried in areas known as landfills. Although this may sound like an effective solution, it is actually a source of land, water, and air pollution. Landfill waste may contain acids, pesticides, chemicals, and other toxic substances. Over time, these pollutants can leak into surrounding soils and into the groundwater that we eventually drink. Even biodegradable waste, like household garbage, can become hazardous in a landfill. As it breaks down, it will produce methane, which slowly makes its way into the air, contributing to global warming. In fact, landfills are one of the largest man-made sources of methane in the world. These are just some of the interrelated causes and effects of pollution. We are facing a crisis on a global scale with an overwhelming number of issues. How can we deal with such a difficult problem? Technology offers us some answers. In recent years, scientists have been developing innovative ways of preventing or reducing pollution. Among the most notable of these is green power, an alternative form of energy that is made from renewable resources like the sun, wind, and water. It also produces fewer pollutants and is therefore far less harmful to the environment than the use of fossil fuels. The sun is a powerful source of energy that human beings have always relied on for natural light and warmth. With the help of modern technology, it is now possible to capture the sun's energy and change it into electricity. This is done by means of solar cells, which are made from silicon. These days, there are even some people who use solar power to produce electricity for their own homes, selling any excess to their local power supplier. Another type of green power, hydroelectricity, uses the power of water. It works by directing large amounts of water down pipes and into giant turbines. The force of the water makes the turbines spin a generator, which then produces electricity. Over the centuries, the wind's energy has been converted by windmills into mechanical power for pumping water or grinding grain into flour. Today, the wind can be used to generate electricity by means of wind turbines. In windy areas, large turbines have been grouped into wind farms to supply electricity to homes, businesses, and schools. While such technological advances are certainly useful, we should not rely on them alone. There are many things we can do to save energy and reduce pollution, such as turning off lights and electrical equipment when we don't need them, using energy-efficient appliances, and turning down our heating or cooling systems. Another way to help is to reduce the number of cars on the road by walking, riding a bicycle, or catching the bus. In fact, a great deal of pollution could actually be prevented if we did not produce so much waste in the first place. We can reduce landfill waste by buying products that are biodegradable and have less packaging. Scientists have even developed environmentally friendly plastics. Unlike traditional plastics, they are made from biodegradable, plant-based materials that can be broken down and will eventually disappear. The majority of items dumped in landfills are actually reusable or recyclable. It takes only a little extra effort to reuse things before throwing them away, and to separate our recyclable and non-recyclable trash. Plastic, glass, paper, and metal can all be recycled, but it is much harder to do so if they are mixed up with other trash. Recycling is a great way to save energy and natural resources. For example, recycling one glass bottle instead of making a new one from raw materials can save enough energy to power a computer for 25 minutes. Glass can be recycled over and over again, but one glass bottle can take over 1 million years to decompose in a landfill. What's more, all kinds of interesting products can be made from things that are often considered to be just trash. Did you know that recycled plastic bottles can be used to make t-shirts, jackets, and even carpets? There are so many ways that we as individuals can go green. How about planting a tree in your yard or keeping plants on the balcony of your apartment? We should always consider the impact that our lifestyles have on the world around us. For too long, we have been polluting our environment and destroying the natural resources that could help fight pollution. Now that we are faced with a global environmental crisis, it is time to make some major changes to the way we live. At the very least, all of us have the power to take small actions in our daily lives to help protect our environment for future generations.